10 most expensive games of all time. Let's face it, video games aren't cheap, but things are getting better. For example, with the introduction of Xbox Live Gold and PlayStation Plus, players obtain free games with their memberships. Nintendo does things the old-fashioned way, providing incredible Super Nintendo and NES games to its customers. It's much better now that the Xbox Game Pass is available. Gamers may acquire a slew of free games every month by signing up for a couple of subscriptions. These may not be useful for every new release, but the usefulness of passes like this only increases. What about the opposite side of the equation? Making games isn't cheap either, which prompts the question: what are the 10 most costly PS4 titles released in the last decade? Continue watching this video to learn about how much gaming brilliance costs. Number 1. Mass Effect's Andromeda. Given how bad the game played out, the number is simply incredible. It cost $76 million, and it still had a slew of bugs. Mass Effect Andromeda appeared to be a rush release that only used half of the money, if not less, based on what was relieved. One of the main reasons for its high price was the 5 years that it took to create it, which included multiple revisions. For those interested in learning more in depth, Kotaku's deep dive is a fascinating read. Number 2. Metal Gear Solid V. Metal Gear Solid V was released on 5 different platforms: PS3, 4, Xbox 360, Xbox One, and PC. The previous consoles are still supposed to be 2015, 2 years after the new generation had begun, so that cost a lot of money. On top of Hideo Kojima bringing in A-list talent with Kiefer Sutherland, he couldn't have been cheap because of this voice has barely heard in the game, especially when compared to David Hayter's past games. Even with all that money, Konami let Kojima and his team down with unfinished game. Consider how much higher it could have gone. Number 3. The Witcher 3. The Witcher 3 is slightly more expensive at $81 million. The longer development time, which was almost 4 years, was the biggest cost for this one. Unlike Mass Effect's Andromeda, CD Projekt Red was able to complete their game, although with bugs, but the overall quality of the output was so high that little flaws like glitched beards could be overlooked. And Geralt, well, what a lovely beard he could sport. Number 4. APB All Points Bulletin. Since its initial release as a free-to-play PC exclusive in 2010, APB All Points Bulletin has barely made the list as a PS4 title. We're counting on it because it was eventually converted to PS4 in 2017 after a 2016 Xbox One transfer. It's hard to believe that a free-to-play games like this cost more than a nickel. Okay, that was a cheap shot, but this game is shambles. Number 5. Battlefield 4. Although there were weeks, then in some cases just days, between releases, Battlefield 4 was released in 2013 for the PS3, PS4, Xbox 360, Xbox One, and PC. All of those platforms cost a lot of money, just like Metal Gear Solid V. It was also the series' most ambitious game to date, with EA and DICE vying for a piece of the pie that Call of Duty traditionally kept to itself. Number 6. Deadpool. Deadpool was first released in 2013 for the PS3, Xbox 360, and the PC, with the PS4 and Xbox One port following in 2015. This one took us by surprise, despite the fact that we are aware that comic book license can be costly. In this situation, $100 million sounds like a lot, especially considering what came out of it. It's not a bad game, it's just aggressively ordinary. Number 7. Disney Infinity. The price of Disney Infinity makes the most sense. To begin with, it was released for the Nintendo 3DS, PlayStation 3, Wii, Wii U, and Xbox 360, with the PC version following a few months later. In addition, there were few figures and playsets to be created. It was a pricey series, reflecting the selling price. The business concept functioned for 4 years until becoming too much and the franchise was closed down. Number 8. Shadow of the Tomb Raider. As a side note, the 2013 revamp is said to have cost $100 million in total. We chose the finale of the trilogy, which cost between $110 million to $135 million, rather than counting the series twice. That's a little difficult to believe what based on the game, which appears to be underdeveloped in several areas. To be honest, the original game and even the second seem to have received more effort and money. Number 9. Destiny. Destiny was released on 4 different platforms: PlayStation 3, 4, Xbox 360, and Xbox One. This would change with the sequel, while last-gen platforms were dropped in favor of for a PC release. Regardless, Destiny had a long time to develop while being widely promoted. It was billed as the follow-up to Halo, which it was and wasn't. At the very least, this game can be created with establishing a new game. And genre. Number 10. Grand Theft Auto V. GTA V was first published in 2013 for PlayStation 3 and Xbox 330, although it was later ported to the PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One. It may have cost Rockstar $256 million in sweet ones to develop and market the game, but it has consistently been one of the best-selling titles every month since 2013. It missed a few but not many and earned Rockstar billions of dollars. The quality of the primary game as well as the online features and microtransaction integration can all be contribute to this. That was it from our side. I hope you loved the video, and if you did, then do like it and share it with your friends and family, and also subscribe to our channel for more such amazing content. Thanks for watching.